Hey guys, so we're into video number 2 of my top 10 pillars of goal kicking. So yesterday I spoke a little bit about mindset and getting yourself in the best mindset to take the kick. And now we're talking about ball placement and how we actually set the ball up on the tee. So for me, I always saw this as a task. So something that I could achieve, something I could get perfect before I kick the ball. Remember, we want to give ourselves the best opportunity to kick the ball through the post. So we might as well set the ball up perfect and actually take some time doing it. First thing I did was find the ball valve. So this valve, in most rugby balls, they're usually always on the seam, and some training balls, they're actually on the side of the ball because it's cheaper, Anyway, match balls are usually always in the middle. So we find that I always used to put the valve down just so that that weight, that extra tiny bit of weight, is just a little bit, but it has an effect, doesn't actually sit on the side of our ball and wobble the ball to the side. So we get it sitting in the middle, face down. Doesn't really matter if it is face down or up towards you. I always put it face down. So with that ball facing down, I'm actually going to set my ball up so I'm facing this way as if I was kicking to my left of the camera. Now, what I always used to do was have the ball just on about a 45-degree angle. Now, the reason being is I didn't want to have the ball too flat. If you've got the ball too flat, we're not going to be able to promote that backspin and get that nice ball strike and ball flight through the air. You will have noticed sometimes when you've done this, you might get that real dead duck ball flying that it doesn't really have a really nice smooth backspin straightness to it. You get that one that just floats around crazy. You've got no control over the ball, usually because you flatten the ball out too much. So you want it on about a 45. The opposite of that, when I was having an off day or wasn't kicking too well, I would actually just stand it up even just a fraction more, just to really promote that straightness and get that nice ball flight and backspin happening on the ball. The only trouble with that is you can be get under the ball and get too much backspin. From there, what you want to think about now is how you're actually setting up your seam. So a lot of you guys will have been watching the Six Nations at the moment. Owen Farrell's doing a lot of kicking for England. He actually has the ball on quite an out angle. What that's doing is promoting that big sweet spot. Now that's something that he's worked out, and that's something that works for him. For me, I was always pretty straight on with my seams, and I actually just had a small roll in of the ball. So as you can see, that seam, it's actually rolling in, promoting that right to left swing through the air. So I always had the ball flying the same way consistently and always had control of the ball. The opposite of that is having the ball completely square, or like Owen Farrell's doing, actually sitting out, promoting that fat part of the ball for him to hit. What you guys need to do is take your time, set your ball up. The last thing I want to touch on is always check your ball, always check your line of the ball. So from this angle here, you can't actually see too much. If you've got a target in the distance, it's pretty hard to line that up. Looking at the ball, looking up. So you actually need to take a few steps back, check the ball, make sure you're happy with it. If you're not, make an adjustment. If you need to make 3 or 4 or just the one adjustment, just make sure you do it. The key to ball setup is set it up absolutely perfectly every kick on the training field, and then you'll actually do it in the game. This is a task you need to do perfectly to give yourself the best chance to kick the ball through the post. The best thing about the RB88 is you can actually sit the ball however you like. You can sit this ball anywhere, slight movement, slight movement, slight movement. That ball, those teeth are always going to grab the ball and have the ball sitting just how you want them. That's number 2 of my top 10 pillars for goal kicking. Ball setup, do it perfectly.